Okay, so slight problem. It's a gorgeous Monday morning. I don't have a class right now, so I'm going down to check on our worm farm, see how they're doing. I need to give them some water because it's been a bit hotter the last few days. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they're progressing through all their food and if we have any worm tea yet. I don't know how long it takes, so we'll see. There it is. So this is their food bin at the top. Not much there. Okay, so slight problem. I just opened the bin with the worms and there's a lot of fruit flies. Not ideal. I'm gonna investigate and see if I think there's too much wet material in here. Yeah, and we're gonna need some more dry material. Oh. Okay, so I found that the problem was that we had put too much wet material, too much plant material in with the worms, so they weren't able to eat through it fast enough, and so food material started to go moldy and there were fruit flies in here trying to help clear it out. And so I've taken off the top layer, most of it, and just left the soil and with some grass mixed in with it, and then I'm just going to add some more dry material on top to keep excess moisture out, and hopefully that'll help. We'll see. So here I've just taken off the top layer of plant material and I'm just going to cover it up with some of this straw-like material to keep it a bit drier, and also just to keep it a bit more aerated so they're not losing the oxygen in like piles of food. So it's Tuesday afternoon. We have a new cycle of cooking this week, so they have new recipes. So I'm gonna go check on the girls and see how they're doing. Hello. How's it going?
Great.
That's good.
The water we make now, and we just push them and put them on the pan.
Oh, nice.
And we made a lemonade. It's in the fridge. Too.
Wonderful. Good job.
That sounds really good.
And you want to just tell us what you're making? What is you doing?
Zucchini and potato fritters. Yeah. Yum. It's so good. It's going to be so good. Oh, it's going to be the ingredients. It's a mess.
Yeah. And we just put flour on the board so that the balls don't stick.
Good idea.
So this is the final result. Hope you enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay.
This reminds me of those things where they put it in the pot and why are you doing it as if it's chili? Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, so for gardening this week, we are looking at plants, and for the first part of the section on plants, we're discussing photosynthesis and chlorophyll. We did a bit of an investigation in chlorophyll. So we went into the garden, we picked out a plant from its roots to its shoots, and so we could section out different parts of the plant, the leaves, the stem, the roots, crush it all up, add some acetone and leave it for a few minutes, for about 20 minutes, and we added some filter paper so we can identify if that section of the plant contains chlorophyll or not, and concluding then, does that section of the plant absorb sun's energy. So this is the plant that we used. It was just a weed in the garden that we harvested, and here are our different containers. So this was the leaves, this was a bit of the stem, the skin of the stem that was a bit pink. This was from the roots, and then this is from a beetroot plant. We just wanted to look at the stem, the red part of the stem, so we could see or identify that there clearly is no chlorophyll in that. So they still have a few more minutes, but you can already see this slight greening on the stem, a lot of green with the leaves, a bit of yellow for the roots, but not really green, and then the beetroot, no green at all. So we can clearly see where the chlorophyll exists in these plants. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon and didn't get as much filming done this week as I had hoped. We didn't do too many like big exciting things. For our group project this afternoon, we had more of a class discussion, and I thought that would kind of be boring to film, though in retrospect maybe I should have. There were some interesting things brought up that could have been nice to listen in on, so next time I will do that, I will film. But yeah, we had a discussion on plastics and just waste in general, and what kind of choices we can make every day to reduce the amount of plastic we use and the amount of waste that we produce. And we spoke a bit about recycling. What are things that we use every day that we can recycle? What are things that can't be recycled? The difference between a long-term versus short-term use plastic, and how there are some benefits to plastic, but a lot of areas where we could replace plastic with something else that is a bit more sustainable and environmentally friendly. And they came up with some really good ideas and brought some really good points. Someone mentioned plastics found in clothing, which is not something I expected them to pick up on, but they did, and that was really cool because then we could talk about microplastics and choosing more natural materials. So that was really cool, and I was very impressed with the students and the things that they knew and their ideas of how they could change, make better choices to reduce the amount of plastic they were using in their daily lives. Overall, it was a good discussion, and we've made a decision as a class to be the leaders of the school in our recycling, our waste management. So that's really cool. I'm very proud of them for taking the initiative and making those steps. So we're gonna get some proper recycling bins in and actually do the damn thing right, which I'm very excited about, because we've dealt now with food waste, with our composting and our worm farms, and now we need to deal with the rest of our waste and even just change the way that we think about how we consume things. So overall, a good discussion. Okay, so it's the end of the week, and I thought I'd just share a little bit about my heart and my reasoning behind Conscious Living, our new life skills curriculum. Basically, I found this book in our school library, Practical Self-Sufficiency, and I was so inspired. I've bookmarked so many pages of activities that I want to do with our students. And it's everything from worm farming and composting to how to make your own solar thermal system, and even how to make biodiesel. Stuff like eco kitchens, clay ovens, how to make natural cleaners and preserves. So many amazing things in this book that totally inspired me, things that I want to learn, and things that I thought actually our students should learn this. You know, with the pandemic that we've had this year, it's shown us that a lot of us aren't really skilled in ways that we can provide for ourselves in the midst of a crisis. And so I really felt like our students needed to be well prepared for any circumstances that they face in their lives, anything that they come through. And it starts with knowing how to grow your own food, how to cook your own food, which is why we're putting a big focus on gardening and cooking, but also to take it even further and to be completely self-sufficient by knowing how to create your own energy through solar and biodiesel, and how to make your own household cleaning items or even beauty products. And so I spoke to our principal, and she agreed that life skills needs to be a big focus for our students, and she kind of gave me free rein to pick and choose things that I want to do with the students. And so Conscious Living was born. I chose that name because I felt like it was important that our students are aware, they're conscious of the choices that they make, the things that they do with their lives, the things that they say, yeah, that they're just completely aware of every impact that they have in every area of their lives. Thank you so much for watching our video. It really means the world to us. If that video gave you a smile or made you giggle, why don't you give it a like and share it with your friends? And be sure to subscribe to our channel as well. It'll really help us to grow, reach more people, and be able to do more incredible things at our school. But we'll see you next week.